guys, welcome to Work Our Way.
Hell yeah. This is a second episode. Hopefully it's the better episode.
It will be.
It will be. Yeah.
We're getting good. But right now we're just okay at the recording piece. That's a very new thing for us.
Yeah. I hope this sounds professional because we're kind of in a professional little spot here. What's this? What's the name of it? It's the Kathleen Syme? Kathleen Syme Library and Community Center. So they got this cool shit over here in Melbourne. Their libraries are awesome.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, you can rent out studio space. You can learn how to solder, be an electrical engineer by the time you're done studying in just one of the community centers here. It's like they have really good programs.
Yeah, we saw some 3D printers. We saw some sewing machines. I was like, oh my God, I would hang out here all the time if I was in school. Like, this is cool.
Yeah. They got a lot of great shit. So hopefully we can leverage that stuff while we're here and give you guys a very listenable and entertaining podcast.
Yeah, I think it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
This is, it was a little intimidating. We have a full, control studio, and there's just a lot more buttons than we need. A lot more lights than we know what to do with.
It looks like the control panel for the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully we don't break anything. That's really my biggest goal.
Yeah. So what's our plan? What's our plan with the release of these podcasts? I think we're gonna do them every week.
Yep, every week. To be determined on the day, but once we put out the podcast, we'll just keep that day and we'll promote that day, and you guys will have something to look forward to every week.
Yeah, we're going to be on schedule. We're going to be releasing these consistently. And basically we're going to be chronicling our adventure through Australia, and once we leave Australia, our adventure beyond.
Definitely.
Right? So everything we do, we're going to work to do the work so you guys don't have to. Hopefully you guys can learn from our mistakes.
Yes.
We'll air our dirty laundry. You guys get to see how our relationship unfolds under the stress of travel, which I think we're pretty good at. I
feel like we're crushing it so far, but I know that that's not going to be the case all the time.
No, I can tell you I've been pretty irritable the last 3 days. Getting over my sunburn. Oh my God, my allergies.
Your allergies are nuts. I've never seen you like this before.
They've never been like this before. I don't know what it is. Again, people talk about tarantulas. People talk about crocodiles here. You know what's bugging me? The air.
Yeah. The lack of an ozone layer is just changing everything.
Oh my God. It's like I'm on a different planet. I spent all of the last 2 days feeling like my face was like a Salvador Dali painting. It was just going to drip off.
It's melting.
It was melting. It was awful. I couldn't stop sneezing. I felt like I was patient one of the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, just crying at random moments.
Okay, I wasn't crying. It was tears.
It was.
It wasn't like turning to, oh God. Oh.
Yeah, I feel so bad. I don't know how to help. I don't know what to do.
Honestly, it's the weakest I've ever felt. Just that it's the most bitch made I've ever been, is that I just can't handle breathing regular air.
Yeah, it's like walking a blind man across the street. It's got to hold your hand and get you through the crosswalks. Your tears don't fog your vision too much. It's crazy.
Yeah, I did look like I was just having a mental breakdown at all times of the day. Just looked like I was in a state of panic because my nose was running, eyes were teary.
Yeah, you're just liquid.
Yeah, liquid boy.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about today, Al?
We made some friends. Oh. Finally.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do for people in your 30s.
No, it's so hard, and I feel awkward now just hanging out with someone who's cool. Like, how do you bridge can I have your number? Let's hang out. You know, like that's like weird now as a 30-year-old.
Yeah, it's I think that's why like our parents' generation had those stupid clubs, you know, like the Kiwanis and the lodges and the Shriners, all that dumb shit. It's because it's impossible to make friends as a 30-year-old.
I get it now.
Yeah. You gotta join a league or something.
Meetup.com. Even then, that's weird too. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's really tough making friends, but we finally made some. There were some yogis at the yoga studio that we volunteered at.
We found a good way to make friends is to hate your boss together.
Yes, right? That's the common denominator.
If you guys listened to the first episode, you remember Sally.
Yep.
Everybody remembers Sally. We did a good amount of complaining about her.
Ugh.
Here's a positive. She made us some friends.
She brought us together.
Yep. So we got to commiserate with some of the yogis that work over there, and we ended up going out with them last night. Allie invited them to the open mic comedy, which, if you've ever been to open mic comedy, that's not something you want anybody to ever see.
No.
It's just the worst people on earth doing bad jokes about race, religion, and sex. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's just people trying out their material, so not everything is polished. There's not a lot of great performers.
People trying out materials being generous, too. It's just like a lot of people trying comedy for the first time and reading the first page of their manifesto.
Yeah, exactly.
It can be hard to sit through.
Yeah.
So it's they came.
Bless their heart.
Yeah, bless their heart. They came. They actually knew one of the other comedians too, which kind of paid off. Made it a little less pressure on me.
For sure.
Plus, it's weird. It's weird bringing people to an open mic as a comedian.
Yeah.
That makes you seem uncool.
I know, and I'm just always in a conflicted spot as the plus one, because I can't really mingle with the other comedians as well as you can, because I just don't know that much about comedy. I like comedy, but not to a point where I can have an intelligent conversation with someone about the latest special or who's up and coming. So it gets a little lonely sometimes. So I was really excited to just have other people to hang out with, completely unaware of the fact that maybe this wasn't the best first new friend date to bring a bunch of people over to a dark little room where people are saying whatever they want on stage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We could have looked like complete psychos, but it didn't go that bad. I did all right, but again, it's an open mic. Stakes are pretty low, so saying you did okay is, I don't know. Think of a good analogy. Write in. Let me know what your analogy is.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I didn't bomb as hard as I could have, especially for as late as I went up. And honestly, the other comedians who were going up that night around me in my bracket did pretty well too.
Yeah, I thought they did really well. It was fun. Usually the end of the night, you just never know how it's going to go. People leave. But I had a really good time, and I felt like that was the best bracket of the night.
Yeah, no, it was it was a good amount of fun. It was low odds that it was going to turn out that well, that they were going to enjoy it at all. But I think they did. And then we ended up going out with them afterwards.
Yeah.
We grabbed a couple of drinks. Our couch surfing homie,
Kartik,
yep. My man. He came out too. It was actually a pretty fun night.
Yeah.
And I'd say first friend-making endeavor. Again, I don't want to brag. I think we crushed it.
I think we crushed it too. And it was just nice after a few beers to sit down with other people who also hated Sally and just tell more stories about Sally. That was really good for my emotional and mental health.
In the Air Force, we used to call that sport bitching.
Yeah.
You just do it because it feels good.
Yeah.
You bitch about the person that everybody hates. And it's fun.
And it felt great. We needed that, I think.
Oh, yeah. I can't speak highly enough for sport bitching. If you've never done it, just find somebody that you trust a little bit and just rag on somebody.
Yes. Get
rag
some
on
wine.
your job. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Get a little drunk, convince each other to set fire to their place, and then you've committed a double murder.
Escalate from there. Yeah. Get creative. Oh man. But yeah, it was really great to finally have some people that we could just hang out with here. It's really been just us for the last couple weeks, which I don't hate.
But it's you want more. Like, I feel bad for you having to hang out with me all the time.
Vice versa, I can be a real bitch sometimes in the morning, I get that. So being able to hang out with different groups of people, much like the lives that we had back in the States, just our own group of friends, just for a little bit of, I don't know, something different.
Yeah, I mean, we still hung out together last night. It was just nice to have friends together.
Yes,
again.
exactly. So that's been cool, and that's been just a really big highlight this week. I think I'm smiling right now. I'm beaming. I'm like a little schoolgirl. I'm like, I made a friend at school today.
Yeah,
it's nice. It feels good.
Yeah, do you want to come over and play GoldenEye?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they were great. Their comedian friend was awesome. I forget her name, but
Kate?
Yeah, she did good too. She went up right before Pat, so it was convenient. It was
Oh yeah, I thought I was definitely gonna bomb. Her whole first 2 minutes was about douchebag guys who only talk about their dick on stage, walking around looking all nervous.
I was like, oh, it's Pat.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, she's describing me to a T. Here we go. Oh, I'm up.
Yep. No, it was good. It was a good intro. Oh my gosh. Tomorrow is going to be kind of a crazy day for us.
Every day's a crazy day so far.
It is. But once again, this is the start of a new chapter in our Australian journey. We are getting our van.
Hell yeah. Expect some pictures on our Instagram account.
Yep.
What is it?
Work Our Way.
Yep, pretty straightforward. And we're going to be looking to you guys for suggestions for a name.
Yes.
All right? It's big, it's orange, it's a 1993 Ford Econo van.
Mm-hmm.
It is decked out inside. It looks, honestly, it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to living in it.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's got solar panels, it's got a shower and a toilet, it's got a TV, it's got even a little burner so that we can make meals in there. It's just, it's going to be so good.
And if you know anything about me, it's that I don't make meals and I need a toilet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll have to, I've obviously never camped in something where you have to shit in it and then dump it manually, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I have a feeling that'll be my job.
Yep, I'm looking at you,
Yeah.
wide-eyed. I'm like, I wonder how that's going to be for you.
Yeah. Well, I'll let everyone know. I'm sure I will be complaining about it a lot.
But yeah, we've got a lot coming up in the next week. We're getting the van tomorrow because we're gonna head out on about an 8-day trip just throughout southern Melbourne. So we're gonna be at various tiny homes in rural Australia and just creating some content for them. So we'll get to try out the van. Hopefully with the safety of fields instead of crowded roads and people like downtown Melbourne. We gotta figure out how to drive on the other side of the road, drive manual, etc. But I think it's gonna be really fun and I'm so excited.
Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think I finished the plug. Guys, write in with your suggestion for the van name.
Yeah.
All right, you got a cool
one.
I got this is what I came up with off the top of my head on you guys to beat it. The Magic Tool Bus.
Yep.
Which I think is pretty cool.
We got a Little Tangerine, I think.
Yeah,
was
well,
yeah,
the lean mean tangerine.
Yeah, so if you guys have a better name, shoot, we'll pick the best one and we'll get you something on the road.
Yeah.
As a thank
We'll send
you.
you a postcard and a little souvenir from one of our travels.
Yeah.
If we pick your name, if you guys get the best name for the van, if you guys can outdo either one of those, we'll just give you a big old thank you.
Yeah, we'll just put a picture up on Instagram and you guys can just comment below what name you think and we'll pick from there.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got Tiny House coming up.
Yep.
And we are essentially going to be living there for the next week or so, next week and a half.
Yep.
And so it's going to be multiple tiny homes. We're going to be doing promo for this company called Tiny Away.
Yep.
So look for some cross-platform promotion with them and kind of our experience living in this very, very small space.
Yeah, which honestly is going to be cool because we're going to be brand new to van life, but we're also going to be experiencing an alternative tiny living and getaway phenomenon that's really kind of taking over Australia as well as some other places in the United States.
Yeah, it started in the States, so they're kind of grabbing that idea and leveraging it for all the people to come here. They're looking for small accommodation with, I guess, a big amount of opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, like we're going to be surfing, we're going to be stand-up paddleboarding, we're going to be seeing some waterfalls, some great hikes. What else are we going to be doing?
Yeah, we're going to be going to some local vineyards. There are a couple of homes that are on like goat farms, so we'll get to interact with the farmers that kind of host that land. We'll be doing, just driving to 12 Apostles, possibly, which is a big landmark in the Great Ocean Road. And we're just going to kind of wing it a little bit, but we will be posting our full itinerary for Tiny Away so that they can also promote that. So if you guys are heading to Australia and you want to embark on this kind of new alternative way of travel, we'll have an itinerary for you guys to reference.
Hell yeah. And if you guys got any questions about the tiny house, the Tiny Away program, all that shit, write in. We want to connect with you guys.
Yeah, and we want to be real about it because I'm sure there's going to be a lot that is uncomfortable because Tiny Away, they want you to disconnect, so there's not going to be Wi-Fi. It's going to be kind of far from any major cities. So we're going to have to figure out kind of how to fill our time. So any questions you guys have, how big are the bathrooms? What's the bedroom like? One of the homes I think has glass everything. Which will be interesting. So, I mean, that could be cool at night, but kind of a bummer during the day, I'm sure, with heat and all of that.
And
no
as
shades.
I walk around nude,
exactly.
tough for all of our Tiny Away neighbors.
Right? Yeah, the goats might be offended.
Yeah, goats will recognize me.
Yeah. Yeah, so let us know. We're curious what you guys have for questions.
Yeah, concerns too. You guys just let us know. Hey, write in, ask us something dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask us what the meaning of life. We don't care. If we don't know, we'll make it up. We'll make up an answer.
Yeah, we've got experience in travel and,
and bullshit.
Ask us about our relationship, whatever you want.
Yeah, get invasive.
Yeah, bring it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So now we're just going to say filler words until we come up with a new topic. What do we got?
Oh, I don't really know. Let's talk about what we've done over the last few days. What do you got? What's the coolest thing that's happened in the last...
Oh, yesterday was a fun day. Yesterday, it was nice out. How did it start? We made some breakfast.
Yep.
Which, who cares? We ate that breakfast. Again, nobody cares. And we went downtown. We found this place called Section 8, which is a little bar tucked in an alley. And when you find cool little bars tucked in an alley, you just can't help but day drink.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right? So we did that. And then we geared up for some comedy. Oh, and we had our fun night with new friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was really fun.
I guess we've talked about that already.
But we got to walk around a little bit, which we haven't done a whole lot of recently. We've just been kind of inundated with work and trying to transition from Sally's place to Kartik's place. But we were able to just walk around.
Yeah, we hit some bookstores. So we're anticipating a little bit of life off the grid, life disconnected. And I'm trying to get back into reading. And I've picked the last two books I just finished have been absolute clunkers. One was Night of Camp David. I can't remember the author's name, but it was a political thriller without the thrill. There's no thrill. No frill. It was just boring. Finished it, never picked up steam, and left me disappointed and wanting less.
Yep.
That's my book review. For
yep.
that. And the other one's, what's it called? Pioneers by David McCullough. And that one's, it's interesting. He's a great writer. He's among my favorite history writers. It just isn't a subject matter that has a whole lot of pizzazz. He does, I find him a compelling writer, and that's the only reason I'm really sticking with it. So the only reason I picked up the book. But I am looking for some suggestions.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think. Reading is something I want to get back into. I was a huge bookworm and nerd when I was in elementary school, and let's be honest, I haven't really
20 years ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, and I haven't really done it since. I've just been busy, and I decided to research more into creating content, and that's really where my new passion came from, was just the lack of books and wanting to do something different. But now that we're on the road, I do want to get back into reading. So it was really cool being in a bookstore with Pat and kind of just starting over, really. What are the things that I like to read? What do I want to indulge in during this van life trip?
What'd you pick up?
I picked up a Stephen King book, and I'm going to be honest, I don't remember the title. Do you?
It was something like Elevation. It's his newest novella, so it's like 150 pages.
Yeah.
Should be a quick one.
Which made me excited because I need to start small. I was like, oh, I can probably finish this, period. It's only 150 pages. But then you recommended an awesome book that I also picked up. Like a business self-help-ish motivational. What's that guy?
Malcolm Gladwell?
Yes.
Okay, I wouldn't call him necessarily, though is okay. Yeah, he's great. Malcolm Gladwell's a very compelling writer. He's got a new book out. I forget the name of it. Talking with Friends or something like that. But I think you picked up Blink?
I think it was Outliers.
Outliers. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a classic by him.
Yeah.
10,000 hours.
What is it? Give me the quick summary.
Outliers. It's how does someone become great? Not only how does someone become great, how do they become the best at it? And the whole central idea is, sure, they need to be of good stock, but oftentimes they also needed so much to go right for them in terms of timing, location, and luck. And he really kind of takes a deep dive on who succeeded and why, and dispels much of the Cinderella story, grab this, pull yourself up by the bootstraps and forge your own way, no matter the obstacles. So it's a cool read. You can find many a review about it saying way better stuff than I just did. Far more comprehensive too.
Yeah. Well, I'm still excited. And all the light we cannot see.
Oh, that's a great one. I think that won the Pulitzer, if I'm not mistaken. That's by Anthony Doerr. And I'd say that's the best fiction I've read in quite some time.
Yeah. What do you got for that summary?
I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's historical fiction. It takes place leading up to World War II and World War II. It follows mainly two children. A boy named Werner and a little girl, and basically it's a cat and mouse game of they have to take something and hide it from the Nazis, and there's an evil Nazi trying to find it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm very excited to get back into it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think you're really going to enjoy that.
Yeah. But bookstores here, I don't know, they're a little bit limited from the ones that we went to.
Well, yeah, they're kind of small, but also what I have to understand is if a book is only published in America, then I probably won't find it in an Australian bookstore. I should just temper my expectations of what it is I expect to find. A lot more Australian literature, no doubt.
Yeah.
Just maybe not the very specific books that I'm looking for sometimes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Cool.
So again, write in if you got any recommendations. I'm definitely open. I'm almost done this book, Pioneers, so I am thirsting for a new one.
Yeah, no, it's been great.
You know what's coming up?
What's coming up?
The holidays.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be spending Thanksgiving in one of the tiny houses, which should be interesting as we cook our gigantic meal.
Yep. or whatever we'll be able to catch on whatever farm we're at. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how close to a store we're going to be.
Yeah. Have we talked about being keto on the last episode?
I think we did briefly.
Okay. We're trying to do the keto thing, trying to slim down. I don't know how Thanksgiving dinner will fit into that, or if we're just going to not try to fit keto into our Thanksgiving dinner. That's what I prefer.
Right? I know. You can't do Thanksgiving without mashed potatoes.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, and I refuse to, in fact.
Yeah, yep. You got to have the turkey. You got to have the gravy, cranberries.
Yeah,
Gotta have all those things.
Plus I just hate keto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking any excuse to not do it, I will take. So the holidays, I'm pretty pumped to do that. One big bummer, though, no family.
Yeah. And that's the one thing about being adventurous and always being out of the country is that sometimes you miss some of the most important holidays with the people you love the most. And that can be a huge bummer.
Yeah, it sure is. I know my big coping mechanism for it is I just pretend the holiday doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Which works for me as like just a isolated little son of a bitch. But I think with you, I'd like to have a tradition.
Yeah.
Even if it's on the road.
Yeah, and it's been tough just with our relationship too. So much of it has been spent long distance with work and everything, and so we don't really have any consistent traditions yet. So this will be an opportunity, I think, to also start a few new ones, which I'm excited about.
As much as I'm looking forward to the tiny house thing, though, I don't know if I want that to be our tradition.
Just stay in a tiny house in the middle of nowhere for Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
away from family, the
yeah.
opposite of what Thanksgiving is. Yeah, no, we won't do that, but just little things, you know. For example, our new Valentine's Day tradition.
Oh, of ruining pesto lasagna every
Yep,
year.
that-
So our first date in Italy, we went to this little Italian restaurant run by a British guy.
Yep.
And one of the first meals we had was pesto lasagna, and it goes down as honestly one of the best things I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
And we tried to make it last year for Valentine's Day, and we fucking blew it.
Oh, yep. Fucked it up.
Fuck
Big
that!
time.
Couldn't even eat it.
Yeah.
I had to stare at it and wonder what does this look like?
I know, it wasn't even green at the end. I don't even know. It
was
just
brownish. Yeah,
bad.
we missed a critical phase.
I don't know what that ingredient or phase is, but you know, we'll give it a go this time.
Hey, we'll ruin it again this year. I don't
Yeah,
care. Yep.
exactly. But that something small like that is a tradition that I honestly look forward to.
Yeah, me too.
So we'll try to find something small that we can do, even though we're away from family, to kind of make up for the fact that we're not there.
Yeah, because we got Christmas coming up too, and as much as I'm gonna miss my family at Thanksgiving, I'm gonna miss them at Christmas. I miss our dog.
Oh my gosh, we have, no offense to literally everyone out there, the best dog in the world.
I'll offend you. I don't care. Your dog's shit compared to ours.
Yeah, I mean, truly. He is such a sweet boy. He's a half boxer, half mastiff, and he's the dumbest, sweetest thing I've ever met.
Check our Instagram account. What's
Yes,
it called?
Work Our Way.
Nice. For upcoming picture of our boy, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club dog. I think you guys are really going to like him.
Yeah, Pepper for short. He's the best. He just has all these little quirky qualities about him. Like, he doesn't like hardwood floors.
Hates him. Has to back up like a Mack truck.
He does. He has to look behind, like physically turn his head and just slowly walk backwards because he gets
doesn't
so
trust
scared.
it.
He gets so
He's
scared.
Scooby-Doo's and just has claws come out and just scrape and fall.
Yeah, it's great. So we'll put a video on our stories too, so you guys can see what we're talking about. But we miss him. This is gonna be the longest we've been away from him.
Yeah, we did Allie and I had to do the long distance thing. Her military career, my military career. So in that time away, I had Pepper. Allie was over there in Europe, and I was at our house with Pepper. And he was my boy. I don't know what it's like. It's still rough waking up without him. It's hard.
I mean, he sleeps in our bed every night. He's with us every room that we go in. He's in. He's just never away from us. Ever.
No, he was my homie. He was my homie when I was real lonely.
Oh my gosh. And it just, him becoming a part of our lives was such a surprise because I was living in Texas at the time. Pat was living in Colorado. We knew that we wanted a dog, but we were just kind of like, a dog would be nice. But I had a half Ironman in Lubbock, Texas, which was like the devil's armpit of a place. It was so hot. I was so nervous for this race, and Pat came down to support me. It was like how many hour drive?
10 to 15, somewhere in that range.
Yeah. And so he, on the way down, went to, what was it, a Petco? Some sort of...
You're making it sound... There was an adoption event run by one of the rescues in Colorado, and their program was they take a lot of dogs that are on the euthanasia list down in Texas, who has no problem killing any living thing.
Yeah.
And ship them up so they don't get euthanized. I guess the SPCA over there is kind of overloaded. Mm-hmm. And in Colorado, they have an awesome adoption record. So I went to one of these events and I was like, if I find the perfect boy, I'm just going to get him. Mm-hmm. I want a dog so bad. Allie was talking about, maybe we'll get one, maybe we won't. I wasn't talking about any type of maybes. I was getting a dog.
Maybe on the timeline, not on the fact that we wanted a dog. Because I've had a dog my whole life. So as Pat, we knew that we were going to have a dog. We just didn't know when.
Yeah, so I went to the adoption event, and they had a bunch of dogs, and I made eye contact with this goofy little guy, a little wrinkly little face, and picked him up. He kind of hugged me, and then I paid for him, and then we like the whatever $100 fee it was to adopt or rescue, and put him in the car, and we headed right down to Texas, and he was an awesome travel companion. He spent maybe a third of the trip on the front passenger seat, and then a third or 2/3 of the trip on my lap. And he was about as big as a tube sock.
Oh, and he was so cute. I was spiraling that day that Pat came in. It was the day before the race. I was with my coach, and we were driving the bike route. We were driving the half marathon route, and I was just very stressed, bouncing between the expo and hotel and whatever. So Pat was trying to meet up with me, and I was like, just, I don't know, meet me at the expo sometime. I'm really stressed. And he's like, no, just please pick a spot, pick a time. I got to show you something. And I showed up and was so surprised to see little Pepper bounce out of the Jeep and run toward me.
It was a rental. It was a rental. Yeah, it was my pharmaceutical car.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. But I mean, regardless, it was just awesome. We took him into the expo center. Tons of people around. They all loved him. And Pepper and Pat were there when I started my race at like 5 a.m. and Pepper's face was the last thing I saw before I started, and honestly, I think that's why I did so well.
Oh yeah, she crushed the race, and Pepper crushed the meet and greet with everybody.
Everybody.
He was the most popular boy there.
Oh, and he's so well socialized because of it. I think being around 500 people for 6 hours straight, that'll do it.
Oh, he's never met a person that didn't love him.
Yeah. Oh, he's the best, and we miss him so much.
Oh, yeah, I miss him a ton.
Yeah, I'm like getting a little teary-eyed.
We should tell everybody he's fine. He's staying with his best friend. Is a dog named Teddy.
Yep.
Who's his owners are Chris and Katie, two of our extremely good friends. Chris I've known for almost as long as I've known Katie. They've been very good friends of mine for a little while. And so they're watching Pepper, and Pepper gets to wake up every day in a place that he knows really well, with another dog that he loves a ton, and with people that love him a ton. So he's in a much better spot emotionally with this separation, I'm sure, than we are.
Oh, for sure. And huge shout out to Chris and Katie. We honestly couldn't do this trip without them. I mean, that was a huge priority for us, was where are we going to put Pepper? Is he going to be safe? So we feel good out here. And even though we miss him, we know that he's just fine. Yeah,
but I honestly can't wait to see him again.
Yeah.
I think about him so much. So he's out there in Colorado enjoying all that legal weed.
Yep. And our house is out there too, and we've been trying to find renters since we got out here. We've got a property manager, and looks like it might be rented out soon. So
hell yeah, that's really good news for us, obviously.
Financially,
it takes a huge burden off of us.
Yeah, for sure.
And it helps us keep our house.
Yes.
In a place where we like having a house.
Yep, Fort Collins. It's the best.
Yeah. So, interestingly enough, let's talk about some of the stuff we got coming up. So we got the tiny house, we got the holidays. We'll be posting pictures of us having Christmas on the beach, all that type of stuff. Where are we going to be posting it, Al?
Our Instagram account, Work Our Way.
Check it out.
Yep.
Subscribe, follow, whatever. How do we do that?
Follow
it.
Come on.
What?
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. Leave us some love in the comments. We'll be posting stuff throughout our time here.
Yeah, but just like Colorado, there's a state, or there's just
It's the capital.
It's the capital, has just legalized marijuana. And I think it goes into effect on the 31st of January.
Yeah.
So we might head up there and see, kind of welcome those nerds to the party a little bit. Yeah, see how they do with it, and see if there's people dead in the streets by high noon.
Yeah. Just sleeping in the streets, really.
Yeah, it seems like a weird law. They've legalized it, so you can smoke it, but you can't sell it, so there's no dispensaries.
Yep.
You can't even give it away.
Yeah.
So there's no, You can grow it, I guess.
Yep.
Is the only way, but you can't buy and sell seeds. So I don't know how you can, unless you have a plant already. Unless you've been doing this illegally, you're not set up to be successful in the new legalization process.
They're dipping their toes in, I think, slowly. They're just seeing, okay, if we take away one barrier, what does it look like?
Yeah. Do these crazy Aussies go even crazier?
Or do they chill out, finally?
Yeah,
we'll
hopefully.
see. We'll see. But yeah, we'll head up there for that because there might be an impromptu party, festival as a result, and we just want to see what it's about. So we're going to head out there.
Yeah. Maybe I'll show them a thing or two.
I think it's the only major city in Australia that is not on the water. So it's inland, which is interesting. And I'm actually really excited. I hear it's beautifully laid out, kind of cookie cutter, like almost like crop circle-esque.
Okay.
So yeah, that should be really cool. Hopefully they like vans.
And again, I don't know anything about Canberra at all. And I'm going to refuse to Google it.
We've been doing well so far with that tactic, so we might as well
Have
just
we?
keep it going.
Have we?
To
We've
be
been cold.
sarcastic.
Yeah. Been cold and wet and rainy.
Yeah, no, it's not helping us at all, but we won't learn our lesson.
Yeah, part of adventure is ignorance, right?
Exactly. Stubbornness.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Refusing to learn lessons.
Yeah.
These are all tenets of good adventures.
Yep, you got it. Yeah, so that's coming up. But we also have some stuff in Melbourne that's happening. There's going to be a big tattoo convention.
Oh, yeah, we'll check that out. I'm not saying we'll be getting them, but I'm not saying we won't. So.
Yeah, which should be exciting. I've never been to a tattoo convention, so if anything, I'd like to just mosey around and see what's up.
Yeah, I haven't been either, but I know they have competitions. They got tattoos on the spot. They have artists showcasing their work. Either way, I think tattoos are kind of cool, and Australia has a pretty vibrant tattoo scene. Mm-hmm. You know, if you think there's a lot of people with ink in the States, you come to Australia and everybody has.
Yeah.
So you got to imagine that the tattoo convention is going to be pretty popular. And honestly, we're looking for fun, interesting things to do.
Yeah.
So if you're in Australia or you know of an event in Australia, guys, I'm going to tell you again, write in.
Yeah, help us out.
What's our email?
It's workourwaypodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to go over the character limit on Instagram, by all means, write us a book, send us an email.
Yeah, we'll respond to DMs, PMs.
All the things.
Every kind of M you got.
We got you.
Yeah, emails, the whole deal. We got you.
Yep.
Again, guys, write in with questions.
Yeah.
Write in with whatever.
Definitely.
We don't care. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, we miss you. We don't know you, but we miss you.
Yeah. We're looking to make friends.
Yeah, you know how hard it is making friends.
Thought we went over this already.
Yep, help us out. We need them. Clearly, listen to us. Elton John's also going to be in town.
Yep, his farewell tour.
Yeah.
Last time in Australia.
Last time ever. It's his final performance before
What?
his Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It's the title of it, and it's his last tour period. So he's going everywhere.
Right.
And that's it.
But Australia isn't his last one
No.
ever.
Okay. I'm not sure what the full tour is. I think he's taking a year to just hit as many places as he can. But he's going to be here in December. So I would love to see him live one last time.
Me too. I want to see some live music while we're here.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah. We pass a bunch of posters just in some of the alleyways that we walk through. And I don't recognize a single band name. I don't know. They're very alternative here, maybe, but I don't know. I would still love to see some live music, but man, I don't know.
What kind of music are you wanting to see?
Oh, I would die to see Kygo or something similar. Just some chill, beachy, electronic music. Not anything crazy like Ultra, although that would be cool, but that's kind of what I like. We saw Vampire Weekend at Red Rocks before we came out here, and I thought that was phenomenal. So something like that too would be cool.
Yeah, I'm a big alt rock fan. That's what I like. I also like 90s gangster rap. So anything that falls somewhere in between those genres, Guys, write in if you know of any cool Australian bands that we should check out. We definitely will.
Yeah.
We want to see some live music out
If
here.
it's got a cool venue, if it's got a good crowd, sometimes that's almost better than the band.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say that, but
I'm just picturing like a stage and a sunset and the beach, and that's what I want to do.
oh, does that exist?
I'm
Okay.
talking about it. I'm just thinking it into existence. But yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'm
let us
excited.
know who we should check out. Write in. Tell us who your favorites are.
Yeah.
Free promo for them too. So,
Ooh, ooh.
all right. So what else do we have? We got a couple of comedy shows coming up at Highlander on the 17th of December.
Yep.
Another one that I forget where it is coming up on the 28th of November. That's actually next couple of days.
Yeah.
So, getting booked, which is kind of cool. Definitely appreciate. Again, shout out to the entire Melbourne scene. Very hospitable, very cool,
Yeah.
very funny.
Yeah. No, they're the best. So thankful to have those dudes in our lives. It's truly good time.
And what can the people expect from you?
Well, I'll be putting out content finally, not for a psychopath. So Tiny Way is a really cool company. They're giving us full creative control. So I'm going to be doing photo shoots for them. I'm going to maybe produce some videos. So I'll let you guys know when that stuff goes live. We'll also have a really in-depth blog post about our full itinerary. So everything that we do for the next 8 days, we're going to jot it down in a cool blog, and we're going to share that as well. So I'm excited to finally be here creating meaningful content. That's really what I want to do long term. So that's what you can expect from me.
Hell yeah, guys. We'll see you next week.
Awesome. See you.